All right. They're 1-2. What'd you think of the game last night?
Man, I got so many thoughts going through my head, and I just...
One at a time.
A lot of people are coming for Kyle Shanahan. I just don't know if that was Exhibit A, if that was the game to do it. Jimmy was bad, but Steiny, what if I told you this, just like I tried to convey to Willard and Dibbs? You're lucky to have number 10. So he's all you basically got. So last week, they were the smartest, the front office, the regime was the smartest people in the room because they held on to Jimmy, and he looked bad. Michael Jackson bad yesterday. That was awful. He cost him the game.
Who?
Jimmy.
Get out of here. Get
not
out
till
of here.
3, Steiny. Yeah.
What's that?
I said not till 3. 3 o'clock I get out of here. But
that's a team loss. That's a team loss.
Okay, so we know who you're not talking about. That's the defense.
Well, they broke down late again. You know, it's funny. It's funny.
They broke down.
We all talk about Garoppolo not being able to make big plays late. It's like defense has let him down twice in fourth quarters now. Of course, they're not the reason they lost, but you got to work in tandem there.
But how many times
defense has to help the offense until the offense gets on track?
How many times do you look at your defense like you can't give up a score? You know what I mean? And there were some similarities between Chicago. You're right. They got their points in the second half, but man,
you know what? Here's the other thing. Okay, Jimmy blew it. Big deal. He's your backup quarterback. What do you expect?
And
what
I
do you
guess
expect? Who said this was a Super Bowl team?
Vegas. And the fact that my eyes, I thought they had action. It ain't over either, but, I mean, now you're telling me Jimmy doesn't have Trent Williams, and that's no big deal? I mean, and I know we'll get to that in the Ram game later on in the week, but damn, that was my biggest takeaway. I've been through the Jimmy Garoppolo experience. When it's good, okay, and bad. I told you I thought it was Michael Jackson bad, but Trent Williams not being available for the foreseeable future, and you're rolling your eyes.
Yeah, because they were so great with him.
No, see, but it changed after. You saw that. Jimmy was running for his life.
He was... The protection has been bad
as you pointed out.
The protection's been bad all year. All year the protection's been bad.
I'll meet you halfway there, but Steiny, when your boy Jimmy had time to throw, he was off.
18 for 29. I mean, seriously, Trey Lance goes 13 for 28. Yeah. He doesn't even complete 50% of his passes, and Garoppolo's up around 67. Of course he wasn't great, but that's who he is. And that's who... And see, this is where I got to figure. Okay. You know, this is where the season could really get sidetracked. Is if you're not going to win and Jimmy's quarterbacking. That cannot happen. It cannot happen. That's what's going to do Kyle Shanahan in. If we're watching Jimmy Garoppolo all year long. And they go 7-10.
And didn't you say, hey, Goo, if that happens, obviously that wouldn't get them to the playoffs. That would be a nightmare scenario for the 49ers. But we talked, the last time I saw you, I said, who is this Niner team this year? Are they the 3-5 team that we saw the first half? Or are they the team that got hot after the Ram game Monday night last year? That looked like the team that was 3-5. And now you got questions left and right. And I'll say this about Shanahan. What more can he do to get the ball in the playmaker hands? He can't throw it to him, Steiny. So when the people are coming from Kyle, I'm not defending him, but I'm like, damn.
Jimmy Garoppolo threw for 211 yards. It's not a ton, but it's not like 150.
But what about the fumble, the safety? I mean, you're giving the team points or opportunity on the fumble point, and then the interception to Debo. Like I don't know what he saw there. He just threw it, but that's one of his top 5 worst games to me. Tennessee, the Dallas game, playoff game that he almost gave away, and you could slap this one in there, Steiny. But he is who you better appreciate him because you got nothing else.
I'm just the one thing that I think I'm sick of hearing. I'm sick of hearing it. Is weapons. Oh, they got weapons. All right, first of all, Elijah Mitchell's out. Secondly, Trey Lance is supposed to be their starting quarterback. He's out. All right. George Kittle is a glorified lineman.
How many did he have?
4 catches, 28 yards, 7 a pop.
Yeah.
You know I'm doing that for effect. But they do not use George Kittle like a dangerous tight end.
And
Brandon Ayuk.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Come on.
What more can he do, though, Steiny?
He can try to get open. Like, this is what I can't stand. It's like, how do we know it's all Jimmy? Like, everybody says, well, Debo doesn't know how to run routes. But then we leave it there. Is that true?
Well, Debo was wide open again for a touchdown, and Jimmy didn't see him.
By the way, that was not going to be a touchdown.
No.
The safety was coming.
No, you're talking about the one he caught. There was another play. Debo was wide open, and Collinsworth, everybody saw it, but Jimmy didn't even throw him the ball. He went somewhere else, which is telling me he might be making up where he's going with the ball before his height. Debo was wide open, Steiny.
Okay.
And I'm not in here telling you Ayuk is Justin Jefferson.
Why would you come in today?
Because you're defending the weaponry of the Niners rather than the guy that controls the weaponry.
I'm not defending the weaponry. I'm criticizing the weaponry.
Jimmy was awful last night.
Debo Samuel is not the player he was last year because everybody knows what he's going to do. Everybody knows what Debo is and what he's going to do.
So you're saying that
Ayuk's in his third? Ayuk's, it's his third year, and guess what? He's still got potential. And they got this supposed great tight end that they don't throw to. And you know I laugh about it, but they don't throw the ball to George Kittle.
Steiny, and I watch a lot of football. A lot of teams wish they had two receivers, the quality that the Niners do, and a tight end. I don't know if it's the coach's fault. We can start there. I'm not mad. But last night, Rob Lowe, about last night, that was Jimmy Garoppolo. And I know you can give me those numbers, and we run out of toilet paper, and I can use those stats. But, man, to the naked eye, he wasn't on, and he had two times at the end, like Russell Wilson, who was awful in his own right. But when it counted, he got his team to the promised land.
Where's this play caller?
Where's
this big-time play caller?
Man.
Where's this big-time genius play caller?
Okay, I'll say
Where's this big-time gutsy, but we're going to decline a penalty?
Wide open and the quarterback doesn't see him.
Well, that's
like
you know what?
That means
that's Kyle's fault. That's Kyle's fault. I thought he schemed guys open all the time.
Steiny, he was open. The quarterback didn't see him or even look his way.
So it's all Jimmy now.
No, on that instance, the
49ers offense stinks. It's the worst offense in football, pretty much. They have no explosive plays, even though they're supposed to have explosive players. That's on Kyle. That's on Kyle. And Jimmy, apparently in 17, threw it around a lot, and they were successful.